So this will go together along with the obviously some skin to form the rudder, and then some of these parts down here will mount together. The only thing that I am missing is some counterweights for the front of the rudder. So there's an assembly that mounts up here, and there's some counterweights around here-ish that I don't have yet, but I can assemble everything and then just put them on when I get them. So hopefully those will show up soon. Apparently they're difficult to get a hold of because of the lead shortage. Big surprise why that happened. So the next job will be starting to assemble all this stuff. There's a bunch of nut plates and holes to drill in these before I get to actually putting on the skin. So you can see roughly how big the rudder is. That's the large one on the bottom. So and this is the smallest one on the top. So you can kind of gauge about how big the rudder is going to be when I'm done. So anyway, that's it for today. Okay, today is January 1st, 2023. Happy New Year. So, I didn't get a whole lot done over the holidays. I hurt my back pretty bad, so I didn't get a whole lot. I didn't have a chance to really come out here and do a whole lot. Feeling better now, so I came out and got back to this. I guess really the only progress is finishing off the bulk of this right now. Right now those ribs are not in there. This is just clamped together in order to basically size the piano hinge and cut it in just the right place, and it still needs a little bit of adjustment before I completely call it ready to cut. So this needs to be cut. It's quite a bit longer than the rudder. There's a spacer behind here, a .020 thick spacer in between these two pieces here. So that's how thick the rudder is, minus the sag, because there's no ribs in it yet. So you can kind of sort of see what it's going to look like. And of course this will probably need, well, not of course, it will need another coat of primer. I'm noticing some mist spots in here, but I wasn't too concerned about that. I mainly just wanted to get a coat of primer on it so I could get everything clamped and everything, and then once everything's perfectly cut, it'll get riveted and sealed and everything, but not tonight. Tonight is done. So today is Wednesday, January 4th, and I'm just making a little bit more progress on this rudder, if I can get it to focus. So all of the major pieces are obviously sized correctly and trimmed and everything, and it's clamped together right now. I've got the first set of rivets on this side on the middle spar. I still have clecos on that side, so you have to obviously do the middle one first, because you don't have access to it once you start fastening everything and riveting it. So you put the middle one in first, and then of course you can do the bottom one here isn't in, but the bottom one goes in there, and then the big one goes on. If I can get the camera to, so the bottom one goes down there. It's in, but it's kind of hard to get the camera down in there. So this hinge runs along the one side. It is slightly offset to one side, and it mounts up against a spar. You can see the edge of that spar there, and it runs all along the length of that. So there's a spar here, there's a spar there, this one isn't in, and a big one here, and of course one all along the back here. or the front, I should say. It's not the back. Here, there's a very thin spacer in between. This spacer does need to be trimmed just ever so slightly. I'm just going to use a Dremel once I'm done and get it perfect. There's just like a millimeter sticking out from the edge there that needs to be trimmed off. So that's the state of this. Tomorrow, or when I come back, I will start doing this other side, riveting that, and then start fastening the top and bottom ribs, and that's probably all get done the next time, but we'll see. This is progressing fairly well. This turned out a lot better than I thought. It's for just it's basically a big trapezoid. It's kind of complicated to build because you got to get everything so exact. Wow. Clamping this down is a bear. There's just so much to keep in keeping everything together, clamping it, and I found basically once you clamp one side, there's enough friction there that it doesn't slide around, and you can clamp the other sides without it moving around and screwing up all your edges and everything. But so far, this is going good. It's going to be a lot of drilling next time as I go to replace these with rivets, but it's coming along. So that's it for today. Okay, today is January 5th, Thursday, and all I basically got done today was I drilled all the pilot holes for the rivets for the two sides, that side and this side on both sides. The rivets up against the spar, I haven't done yet. There's two that go in the back end there, and two that go in the back end here. And you can just barely get the tool in there, but it does fit. So if you have a rivet tool that's any bigger than that, you're going to have to use something else. So the next job is actually getting the so this comes off and then it gets attached to this, and there's a nut plate put on that, and then it gets attached to this, so this mounts on there, and then this has counterweights on it, and it swivels over top of that there. So that's the next job. So basically, if I get at it tomorrow, and I hope to, I should have all of the riveting done and this thing attached. I still don't have the counterweights for this, but it's not a huge deal. It can just sit and swivel free until I get those. It's not a huge deal. I'll just have to put them on later. So, okay, today is January 9th, Monday. Basically what I got done today was this mounted onto this bottom spar, and I'm getting ready to rivet both sides here. There's a bunch of work, well, not a bunch of work. So there's 3 nut plates that have to go on the other side of that. So there's one here, and one on the other side over there. So that has to be put on, and have to keep it in line with the angle of the rudder, and then it's just a matter of putting it back on and riveting it. So this bottom swivel part is on now, and the other side, the only thing that's waiting for that is the counterweights. This is upside down, obviously. So I basically just need to rivet this bottom part here, and then this whole back part that's just clamped right now needs to be drilled and riveted. I haven't drilled that at all yet. So, but this turned out pretty nice for just a big flat piece of something. It's actually pretty complicated, and it took a while to put together. Not as long as it took to publish this video whenever I do get it published. But the rudder is just about done. It's just I just need to basically finish riveting this stuff. There's no more complicated stuff to do. I'm going to call it a night. So I guess that's it for now. It's a really long video explaining, this big swivelly piece of metal, but it's actually more complicated. There's a hinge in the front. This all has to be bent in a specific way in the front here. There's this spar. There's that spar in the middle that has to be done first for obvious reasons, because you'd never be able to get at it otherwise. And then that bottom spar. So on the other side, this is quite light, by the way. So on the other side, this is the top spar, and that swivel that sticks out in the front there, and then there's counterweights on the end. On the edge here, it's basically a piano hinge that will connect to the edge of that. And then turn this around again. And then on this side, you've got the crank and the big bottom spar. And I think that's about it. The bottom spar uses nut plates, and that piece on the other end also uses nut plates on that little tiny spar at the top. So getting there. Hopefully this week I'll be able to finish this and publish a short video on it and get on to the installing the elevator, which I think is next. So I guess that's it for today. So these seats, they look all right. They're the big problem with them, if you were going to use them for the front seats, is they're not reclinable at all. Of course, you could make them slidable and everything. That has nothing to do with the seat. It's just the mount underneath. I mean, they're reasonably nice. They're obviously not real leather or anything, but I'm not going to use these for the front seats. I'm 5'11", and I found, look at these on the side here. So I found these to just be a little on the small side, and I don't think I would like them. And I mean, they fold forward, so getting stuff into the back, if you were to use them as the front seats, would be fine. But the only way to tilt it would be to have some mechanism, underneath, which isn't ideal. So these will make great back seats. When I get to that part of the build, I'll figure out a mounting solution that these are easy to get in and out, because I never really planned on using the rear seats, and I want that room for camping gear, because that's what I'm going to be using this for. So on the front end, I've also been doing, and that's that's what I've been doing a lot, because really it seems like all I got done was that rudder, and really that is all, as far as manufacturing goes, that is all I've done since the last video. But I have been researching paint options and what will work out best, what will roll on the smoothest with the least amount of post work. But that color, I love that color. I couldn't be happier with that. Anyway, so these here will just get mounted in the set up so they can be easily mounted in the back, and then just kept in storage, and they'll match the eventual interior. So for the front seats, and that's kind of why I panned over here and then got onto a rabbit trail about the rudder. That color matches the blue accents on the seats that I do plan on putting in the front that are they're lightweight carbon fiber racing seats. And they come with they come with the underside rails and everything. So it's basically just bolting them on, and they're not heavy. I believe they're 60 pounds. But they're really nice seats, and like the blue is really close to this blue. They're blue and black, so the whole motif of the entire plane is going to be blue and black. The interior is going to be black with blue accents, and the seats will be black with blue accents. The plane itself is going to be blue with black accents, but like some of the design, like we just kind of drew it out and made some models and stuff, and maybe I'll show that in a future video of the designs and everything that we want to do. And we settled on a very angular design because it matches the design of the plane, and it just looks cool. It just that's what I want. So there's basically going to be like a SkyFun logo type thing going up the front of this, and then out and then up again, so it'll sort of look like the plane on the logo that you see on the intro to the videos. So anyway, that's about it for today. I wish I had more to show, but it's kind of fun seeing this actually painted, even though it's a long ways from being installed. It's just fun to get that first part done and see what it'll eventually look like. So I guess that's it for now. So there's a plane that's just coming in, so this is gonna have to end right here. So that's my little drying booth, and again, this stuff dries pretty quick, so by tomorrow I can come out here and take all that stuff down. But that's where it sits so far, and I think the next project is to clean all that shit up, because I've just been piling stuff there, and it's just kind of awful. So the next job is getting all the cable, the hardware and stuff, and the manufactured pieces to run all those control cables and everything over there. So that's where we sit as of January 21st. Okay, today is Friday, February 24th, and as you can tell by the date, I haven't been out to the hangar in a while, which is why I haven't really published anything yet. You can see some of the orange peel is still there on these. The polish actually worked out pretty good on the blue. It shows a lot more on the black. These still need some work, but for now I'm calling it good. So I'm going to just take those and store them in that box where the vertical stabilizer came in, and I'll just store them both in there until they're ready to be installed. So this turned out well. I think for the rest of the plane I'm going to spray it. The orange peel is just a little on the extreme side, and the black paint is even worse. One thing I would probably suggest if you're going to roll it on is go 20% thinner, but don't go any more than that, and put on 4 coats and sand down the orange peel as much as possible between coats. And what I the one side that I had to redo on the vertical stabilizer, that's pretty much what I did. Is I just one coat, let it dry, sand it down, let it dry, sand it down, let it dry, or one coat, let it dry, sand it down, another coat, let it dry, sand it down, and then polish the ever-living crap out of it. And you can see there's still some orange peel in the black that needs to come out. This smaller rudder piece turned out a little better. I'm not sure why. It's probably just because I used more thinner, and I was able to get it to lie faster without, or lie flatter than the big piece. And this big piece, you know, I had to. It basically takes, like, you're spending 8 days doing this piece, because if you set it vertically and try to paint both sides, the paint will just drip and it'll look awful. So I basically painted it sitting flat, and you know, that's 4 days is probably a lot more than that. Just, you know, painting it and letting it dry and then sanding it down. So the next, you know, the really big pieces like the fuselage and the wings, I think I'm gonna spray it. So I really haven't done anything as far as building stuff. This is the same as the last hangar video that I did. The only thing I've done is cleaned up a little bit. So next video should show a lot more work being done on the tail. I don't know if I'll actually get anything mounted on the tail, but all the control cables and stuff will be in. So look for that in an upcoming video. So that's about it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and publish this from all the little videos that I've made so far. And hopefully I'll have a lot more to report next video. Thanks for watching.